You got to see a couple. You have to see this for yourself. Just based on what you're about to see, I say, hell no, go after them right now. That's it. Based on what I just watched, I'm like, hell no. That's it. I'm done. Let's go. Let's go now. I know it's not going to happen now. But let's just go. Let's just do this already. Right, let me get everything up. What's up, Ada? You wait till you see this. Let me just get ready. Wait till you hear what he said after the meeting. Because he had a presentation for the disarmament. So this is what he said after the meeting. Get a load of this horse shit. Oh, I don't want to say ratchet. I probably said that wrong, I know. Happens all the time with me. All right. What's up, Frog? First, let me read some of the things coming in before we get to this one. This, what you see on the screen. All right. So I think you guys know what was back and forth by now, no? This is what the Wall Street Journal said. Iran is putting forward new proposals in the nuclear negotiations, but not the ones that the president wanted to accept. A 3-year suspension of uranium enrichment, transferring a portion of its enriched uranium likely to Russia or Turkey. The proposal of future U.S. Iran trade agreements contingent on sanction relief. That ain't happening. At the same time, Iran refuses to consider dismantling its nuclear program. That's not going to happen. The United States is demanding a full cessation of enrichment along with strict limitations on Iran's ballistic missile program. Iran, in turn, is seeking the removal of most sanctions, including access to frozen oil revenues. It's not going to happen. But that's not what I really wanted to get to. It's the latest on the other side. Iran refused to talk about its missile program and completely avoided talking about a suspension of enrichment. So they don't even want to hear it. Despite what Iran is going to stretch these negotiations for as long as possible. And this is coming from the other side. They may even make false concessions to string the Americans along, hoping the tensions will eventually just go away. I wonder how long it will take the Americans to realize this, and they'll inevitably attack. The Supreme Leader made a comment again. The range or type of Iran's ballistic missiles are none of America's business. Oh, I'm going to play this video because you wait till you hear this. This is right after this. You have to see this. Oh, yeah, it was today, Frog. The United States officials to Axios, the talks with Iran went as expected, which wasn't much. They said it would be very difficult, if not impossible. So that's what, if you heard the expectations going into the meeting, so it went as expected. So the Iranians is trying to spin a more positive thing to this, to delay it. That's their purpose, to put it out there that they want to have more meetings and delay. I think the United States said, no, we're not playing that. We're not playing that. Anyway, let me see what else they're putting in. Photos. Now, let us remember, you're going to see something in this video, and I'm going to show it first. Because I seen like maybe 10 minutes of this. Not the whole thing. He makes a claim that Iran has always complied with the IAEA, with transparency, access, etc. And I'm like, what? Did he really just lie with a straight face like that? It's so blatantly ridiculous what he just said. Because that's not what the IAEA report says. They totally went against a lot of things. The agency concludes that Iran did not declare nuclear material and nuclear-related activities at 3 undeclared locations in Iran. These are the 3. And this is just one document. This isn't all the documents. And I'm just gonna. I don't want to read all this stuff. This has to do with stuff that the rapid accumulation of highly enriched uranium is a serious concern as the complexity of issues described in the report. But they prevented, and this has to do with those 3 locations. There's another document. They don't even know where this stuff is. Iran has completely refused to reveal any information based on those. And it was, and his name is in there again. It's based on these locations. That one, names you may not be familiar with. They went back in time. 4 locations. Now this was early 2000s, even up to 2018, something like that. They don't know what was going on, how much fuel they produced, where the machinery went. This is totally unaccounted for. Iran refuses to talk about this. This is stuff you may not be aware of. So have they complied? Really? Transparency? We've been transparent since we joined the IAEA. No. What about, and then they also said not just the IAEA, the NPT, the Non-Proliferation Treaty. Oh, lie. This has to do more with that. The non-proliferation. Oh, good luck at the dentist. Oh my gosh. But, I mean, this is just one separate report just to show how they lie. I mean, the lie is so blatant. Transparency. And we allowed access. What? Wait till you see it. He's going to say it with a straight face. I was like, I got to jump on. Because I just was watching a little bit of it. I said, oh, this, no. I mean, that's why you can't trust it. You can't trust the word. You can't trust it because they just lie blatantly. And busted in the lie. Because, I have the documents. And this was right before the 12-day last year. It's ridiculous. All right. This. Verification and monitoring. This is the IAEA. Oh my gosh. At every turn, Iran did not comply. Absolutely not. And this one is stinging. The agency's JCPOA-related verification monitoring have been seriously affected by cessation of implementation by Iran of its nuclear-related commitments. The situation has been exacerbated by Iran's subsequent decision to have all of the agency's surveillance and monitoring equipment removed. Oh, that's transparency. We've complied. The agency has lost continuity of knowledge in relation to the production and current inventory of centrifuges, rotors, and bellows, heavy water, it goes on, which it will not be able to restore as a result of not having been able to perform their related verification and monitoring activities for more than 4 years. Oh, that's complying. That's transparency. Iran's decision to remove all of the agency's equipment previously installed in Iran for related surveillance and monitoring has also been detrimental implications for the agency's ability to provide assurance of the peaceful nature of its program. Oh, that's transparent. They removed everything. They removed all the equipment, monitoring equipment, security equipment. That's so transparent. And they're to be trusted? And the IAE thinks they're going to have another shot at trying to... They know they got over them already and have been for decades. You think they're worried about the IAEA being a part of monitoring? They played them for decades. It almost reminds me of the UN. It's powerless. It's like a paper tiger. That's why when Grossi talks, I'm like, really, dude? Really? Why don't you tell the public about the past? Instead of showing optimism, tell them about the reality. Tell them how they've been uncompliant in almost every way for decades. Why don't you tell people that? And trying to put a cherry on it. Oh, yeah, we're talking about the technical things that could happen. How could you talk about something that's going to happen when you can't even get this to happen? Give me a break. It's pathetic. It is pathetic. Now, wait till you see him spew about Israel, about the United States, then talking about this. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to relax. So I'm going to play this because I only watched a few minutes. This is what he said afterwards.
Security architecture has, particularly in recent years, been confronted with unprecedented strains, erosion, and complex challenges that pose serious risks to global peace and stability. Escalating armed conflicts, ever-increasing weakening respects for international law and the Charter of the United Nations, erosion of multilateralism, imposition of unlawful unilateral coercive measures, and the renewed reliance on nuclear weapons as instruments of policy have created a highly unstable global environment. These ever-increasing threats and challenges demand urgent collective action, particularly by this conference, which remains the sole multilateral negotiating forum on disarmament. Nuclear weapons constitute the gravest threat to humanity, and it is a matter of serious concern and deep regret that, contrary to existing international legal obligations for their complete, verifiable, and irreversible elimination, reliance on such weapons is increasingly entrenched in the security doctrines of some states. Humanity continues to live under the shadow of more than 12,000 nuclear warheads, many of which remain deployed or on high alert, embedded in doctrines that contemplate their rapid use and, in some cases, their first use. The continued reliance on such arsenals reflects doctrines that perpetuate existential risks for all humanity and stand in direct contradiction with disarmament obligations under the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons. Iran has consistently pursued a strategy aimed at the peaceful use of nuclear energy, while demonstrating readiness to address any concerns regarding the nature of its nuclear program and to ensure its exclusively peaceful character.
So why, if that's the case, why are you enriching uranium to 60%? Ask that question. I mean, they're trying to put out a point that they have every right to have for power plants and medicine and science and all that. Just wait till you hear what else he's going to say. This is nothing. He goes absolutely off the rails.
It was on this basis that Iran entered into nuclear negotiations and has continued until very today. A review of the course of these negotiations speaks volumes. The Islamic Republic of Iran has consistently affirmed that it neither seeks to manufacture nor to acquire nuclear weapons, which have no place whatsoever in Iran's national security doctrine. This position is rooted in our defense policy and reinforced by clear religious boundaries prohibiting weapons of mass destruction. Mr. President, lasting agreements can only be achieved through mutual balanced commitments and respect for the legitimate rights of nations. The Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons explicitly recognizes the inalienable right of all state parties to develop, research, produce, and use nuclear energy, including enrichment, for peaceful purposes. This right is inherent, non-negotiable, and legally binding. It is not conditional upon political considerations, nor can it be suspended or reinterpreted arbitrarily. Any attempt to portray this right as revocable fundamentally contradicts the letter and spirit of the treaty. Despite Iran's demonstrated commitment to diplomacy and good faith engagement, the conduct of certain Western states, most notably the United States, has seriously undermined the credibility of the negotiating process. The unilateral withdrawal of the United States from the JCPOA, in clear violation of an internationally endorsed agreement, dealt a profound blow to trust and stability of multilateral obligations. This decision not only disregarded multilateral commitments, but also imposed unjustified economic and humanitarian consequences on the Iranian people. More troubling still was the recourse to military aggression against Iran in last June, at a time when we were in the midst of negotiations. Such aggression stands in a stark contradiction to basic principles of United Nations Charter and international law, in particular, paragraph 4 of Article 2 in the Charter. By colluding with a non-party to the NPT against a state party, the United States, one of the depositories of the treaty, has inflicted a serious blow to the integrity, credibility, and spirit of the NPT, the consequences of which will persist forever. Attacks on safeguarded nuclear facilities constitute war crimes.
Now remember what he just said, the NPT, non-proliferation. Remember what I just showed you. At every corner, they did not comply. They did not do anything they were not transparent. Even the IAEA at the end of that report says there are serious concerns about the possibility of what they have being used for nuclear weapons. So what he's saying here is absolute bullshit. Because not just with the NPT part, but the IAEA part, they complied nothing. They're so full of shit because I just read to you what came out of the reports on Iran by the agencies themselves. And he's making it like, oh, we've done everything we could with the end of the NPT. Well, give me a break. And believe me, there's more coming.
Carry the potential for radiological release, long-term environmental contamination, and transboundary consequences affecting entire region. The failure of the Security Council and the IAEA to unequivocally condemn these attacks sets a dangerous precedent and signals a serious erosion of the global non-proliferation regime. Responsibility for such unlawful acts does not rest solely with the direct perpetrators. States that provided political, military, or intelligence support bear responsibility under international law for aiding and abetting internationally wrongful acts. Selective condemnation and double standards gravely undermine the credibility of international norms and institutions.
Notice when he said that, what message is he sending out to the Arab nations? Anybody who backs them up militarily, all that shit, bases, he's throwing a lot in there. He's throwing a lot of rhetoric in there. And it's message to certain individuals, and even Europe. I'm sure he's going to address that too. And Israel.
Silence in the face of such violations is not neutrality. It is acquiescence. While the United States and certain European countries turned a blind eye to the threats posed by the Israeli regime to international peace and security, including its nuclear weapons capabilities, they continue to portray Iran's peaceful nuclear program as a threat to international peace and security. The Israeli regime has been committing the most atrocities crimes for the past 8 decades with full impunity, unfortunately. In less than 2 years, it has attacked 7 countries in the region, while more than 70,000 people have been massacred in Gaza as part of its colonial.
The 7 countries that you sent proxies to attack Israel. I mean, just look how things are flipped. Do you see how it's flipped? And including a lot of the suffering that's been going on in Gaza is because of your fucking support of Hamas. If Hamas isn't in Gaza, what would Gaza be like today? I mean, just listen to this. I mean, what? And of course, the Israeli regime, you know, the Zionist regime, that's their main target here. It always is.
Genocide. There is no crime it has not committed and no red line it has not crossed. Mr. President, the United States and some European states persist in the imposition of unlawful sanctions, military threats, the engagement in force posturing, and the issuance of explicit references to the possible use of force by the United States, including significant military deployments in the region. Such actions constitute a continuing violation of the prohibition of the threat or use of force as enshrined in Article 2, Paragraph 4 of the Charter of the United Nations and must be brought to an immediate and unconditional end. Iran has consistently emphasized its commitment to cooperation with the International Atomic Energy Agency within the framework of its legal obligations. Iran is a founding member of IAEA and a state party to the NPT. Iran's peaceful nuclear program has been subject to extensive and unprecedented verification measures under IAEA safeguards. Our cooperation with the agency has always been guided by professionalism, transparency, and respect for national sovereignty.
What a lie. That is pants on fire on steroids lie. We've always complied. We've always been transparent. That is, oh my God. I mean, that is, he is absolutely out. I mean, I showed you the documents. At every corner, they didn't comply and denied. It's so blatant. I mean, that is straight up bullshit. That's as lying as it gets. And the thing is, with a straight face. And you say, oh, how do you know, Bill? Well, let's look at the document. And this is the major concern. Look at the date. Right before the 12th day. Because they couldn't verify anything that Iran was doing. Iran at every corner did not comply. We're not transparent at every fucking corner regarding the highly enriched uranium specifically. And production going on in locations. Just a summary. Let's just read the summary quick. Or is there a conclusion? No, that's the summary. The agency's JCPOA related verification and monitoring has been seriously affected by the cessation of implementation by Iran of its nuclear related commitments under the JCPOA. The situation has been exacerbated by Iran's subsequent decision to have all of the agency's JCPOA related surveillance and monitoring equipment removed. Oh, that's transparent. The agency has lost continuity of knowledge in relations to the production and current inventory of centrifuges, rotors, and bellows, heavy water, and UOC, which it will not be able to restore as a result of not having been able to perform the JCPOA related verification and monitoring activities for more than, count it, 4 years. We've always complied and been transparent with the... What? I mean... Iran's decision to remove all of the agency's equipment previously installed in Iran for JCPOA-related surveillance and monitoring activities has also had detrimental implications for the agency's ability to provide assurances of the peaceful nature of Iran's nuclear program. That is big. So how do we know they're not? They did everything in every possible way to say, we're not giving you access, you're not going to see, you're not going to monitor, nothing. For 4 years. It has also been more than 4 years since Iran stopped provisionally applying its additional protocol. Therefore, throughout this period, Iran has not provided updated declarations and the agency has not been able to conduct complementary access to any sites and other locations, keyword, other locations, Iran. What are those other locations? The significantly increased production and accumulation of highly enriched uranium by Iran, the only non-nuclear weapon state to produce such nuclear material, is of serious concern. The Director General will continue to report as appropriate. So how can somebody sit with a straight face and say that they've been compliant and they've been transparent and this is just the IAEA. You got to see the non-proliferation summary. There were 4 sites that they were doing stuff and nobody knows what happened to any of the stuff that was going on there, all the equipment, nothing. Iran completely refuses to disclose any of that. 4 locations. Count them. 4. That's not the stuff you hear about, but it's out there. Let's take a quick look at the 4 in question before we continue with this nonsense. They're going to name them one by one. There's 1. No, that's actually 2. Where's the other one? Is Maran first? It might be. Oh, no. This one is first. Lavisan Xian, whatever the hell that is. That one. That's 1 location. Second location, Maravan. You got to read the report. What was allegedly going on? An explosive test area. Maravan consists of 2 proximate areas, an explosives test area and an associated support area. So a support area for the explosives area. I mean, blood pressure. I'm glad I didn't drink any Red Bull because my blood pressure, I might have to go to the ER. They have no idea what was going on here. None. The presence of depleted uranium particles at the support area requires explanation by Iran. There's so much you got to read the details. Another one, Varamin. That's 3. And the other one is this one. Turkazabad. 4 locations that you never hear about. That they've never revealed anything that was going on at the locations, where the equipment went, everything. Nothing. 0. Iran refuses to bring this up at all. And this is the non-proliferation. So when they say they've abided with the NPT and IAEA, it's blatantly a lie. It is blatantly a lie. It's not even a small fib. You know what I mean? I don't know what the hell you could call it. So, like I said, BS. Now about the video. I actually killed the. I'm not on TikTok. I accidentally shut the video down. I got so pissed because they lie with a straight face. I mean, it's such a. I mean, really? What's going on? Well, that's why I have to do an update to my camera hub. We must do the update. Let's bring this video back up. Oh, I gotta stop because it's still playing. Oh, my blood pressure went up. All right. Let's get this back. Let's see where we were. I don't remember where the heck we were, but we're gonna play it again.
Used as a tool for politics. It is reciprocal, objective, within the framework of its legal obligations. Iran is a founding member of IAEA and a state party to the NPT. Iran's peaceful nuclear program has been subject to extensive and unprecedented verification measures under IAEA safeguards. Our cooperation with the agency has always been guided by professionalism, transparency, and respect for national sovereignty. Iran believes that constructive engagement with the agency should remain strictly technical and impartial, free from political pressure or selective interpretations. Continued cooperation can only be sustained when it is reciprocal, objective, and contributes genuinely to confidence building rather than being used as a tool for political leverage. Meanwhile, it should not be forgotten that attacks on safeguarded nuclear installations are entirely unprecedented. Neither the IAEA statute nor the Comprehensive Safeguards Agreement provides guidance on inspection modalities for nuclear facilities that have been subjected to such attacks. Accordingly, inspections of these facilities require a mutually agreed framework between Iran and the agency. This is something that we are working on that. In this spirit, yesterday I had a technical discussion with Rafael Garoussi, Director General of the agency, where we discussed cooperation between Iran and the agency. We also discussed the role that the agency can play between Iran and the United States to achieve a mutually agreed agreement. Iran will continue its constructive dialogue and engagement with the agency to address these technical issues and to identify an agreed pathway for closing the outstanding gaps. Distinguished delegates, Iran has always been prepared to engage in meaningful and result-oriented negotiations. Any sustainable agreement must ensure the full recognition of Iran's legitimate rights, deliver tangible benefits, and be safeguarded against unilateral actions that undermine trust and credibility. According to these principles,
You have no trust or credibility when it comes to your nuclear program. We've been down this road before with you. Like I just read in those reports, you have not complied. You are not credible, and obviously you can't be trusted. And now you want to negotiate another one where the IAEA, the same agency that made that report, one of them, and you're supposed to work between you and the United States on monitoring and what? With you? If I was Grossi, I would laugh at him. How are we supposed to go to the United States when you can't even tell us what we need to know for the last 4 years? You threw our equipment out, surveillance equipment out, monitors, inspectors. I mean, and we're supposed to go to the United States and say they can trust you dealing with us when I can't tell the United States with a straight face like you can that they can be trusted. And yes, they have been forthcoming and what? I can't even, it's boggling. It's got me like, this is such utter nonsense. Oh my gosh, it is really utter nonsense. So, obviously, it looks like the United States put out, there was a comment coming from one of the messages that I monitor. According to, let me just read it. I don't want to take it out of context. But should we hear what the rest of this clown has to say?
And as a result of the good offices by our friendly countries in the region, which we are very grateful, a new window of opportunity has opened, under which we had the second round of the negotiations with the United States earlier today here in Geneva. We are hopeful that negotiation will lead to a sustainable and negotiated solution which can serve the interests of relevant parties and the broader region. At the same time, as demonstrated during the aggression of 13 June 2025, Iran remains fully prepared to defend itself against any threat or act of aggression. The consequences of any attack against Iran will not be confined
Let's go.
To its
That's
borders.
it, I'm done.
To conclude, Mr. President, I would like to emphasize that the Conference on Disarmament must overcome its paralysis and fulfill its mandate through the commencement of negotiations on a comprehensive nuclear weapons convention as an urgent necessity. Accountability is not punitive, it is preventive. Inaction in the face of nuclear threats, aggression, and double standards undermines the very foundations of international law. The choice before us is clear. Either we dismantle nuclear weapons, or they will one day dismantle us. Together we can work to achieve a world free of nuclear.
I am. Oh, what time is it? It's only 11:30. I got the whole day to survive. That gets me. I mean, Israel, get your I don't want to say that word. Get ready. Once we get it, by 24 hours, something will be probably definitely within range. Second, it's go time. I'm so done. It's so obvious what he's trying to. On the one hand, he just said so much rhetoric about the United States and lies, just straight up lies. There was a lot of lies in there. And then he comes out with, "But yes, we had a meeting today. We're maybe going to negotiate in the future." Oh, screw that. I like coffee and Red Bull, I'd be in definite trouble. Right now, I have a pit in my stomach. And hello to everybody that's coming in. That's here. All right, let me just keep going to what is coming out now. I got to get him off my screen. That's what I need to do. Get him the heck off my screen. That made me feel better. All right, let's see what's going on now. Okay. They're talking about Ramadan. Iran has started observing the night sky to spot the Ramadan crescent moon. It's predicted that it will not be sighted tonight. Therefore, Ramadan will start Thursday, the 19th of February. Because right now, what time is it? It's 6:30, 8 o'clock? Alexa, what time is it in Tehran?
It's 7:58 p.m.
Yeah,
in Tehran right now.
almost 8. I want to read here. U.S. officials to Axios. The talks with Iran went as expected. They weren't expecting much. All right, he only posted something about domestic. Not anything on Iran yet. I was looking at True Social. It's still kind of quiet on certain platforms. All right, let's see what they're saying now. Yeah, that's what they're repeating here too. And again, with Khomeini, whatever, Khomeini, the rat or the mouse, whatever. The range or type of Iran's ballistic missiles are none of America's business. Oh, we're going to make it our business now. Israel, it's definitely Israel's business. Iran refused to talk about its missile program and completely avoided talking about suspension of enrichment. But I thought he said, or somebody said, that they were willing to delay enrichment for 3 years. Notice that the next election for president is 3 years, so there's a timing thing there with that. The progress does not mean an agreement will be reached soon, but that the path has started. Oh, puke. Let me see what they're saying. Senior U.S. official on talks with Iran. Progress was made in the talks with Iran, but there are still a lot of details to discuss. The Iranians would come back in the next 2 weeks with detailed proposals. In the next 2 weeks, come back with detailed proposals, not a meeting, to address some disagreements. So they're saying in about 2 weeks, they're going to submit some kind of documentation, proposals, that the United States would then look over on those disagreements. And then the United States would have to respond back with their documents. So that's not even saying a meeting is necessarily going to even happen in the foreseeable future. Weeks from now. The president gave you a month, which means 2 weeks. You now have 1 week. That ain't working. That ain't going to fly. Oh my gosh. I can't. You know what? With the president remaining quiet, he may not even say anything. He just might do something. I am just, of course, speculating, obviously. Do you know what I mean? He may not even say a word. Okay. This is what they want to do. I gave them a month. Obviously, they weren't really serious about negotiating. Because he said it. He's not going to let this be delayed and strung out. All they do is talk for 47 years. That's what he said. He's tired of talking. That's what he's saying to them. I don't know if they caught it. But I don't see it. They're not waiting 3 weeks, a month. Some people might say they might. Not I. He ain't gonna wait. And Israel is definitely not gonna wait till the United States. The meeting isn't like it's even scheduled and not even on the radar. It's gonna take a few weeks for them to come back with a detailed, principled agreement. Proposal. I used the wrong word. Principle is not involved here. Some type of a proposal document to clarify on where they disagree. And then the United States has to respond to it. Well, and then it has to go back to them. Then there may not even be a meeting announced for God knows how long, depending on how that goes. So that's weeks and weeks to me. It makes no sense. So, with everything else that's going on, still stuff flying everywhere in, planes I haven't seen in the sky. I seen it once on the Intrepid and at a museum, a U-2 flying over that someone sent to me. I can't believe it. I haven't seen one in the air. But wow. Somebody said that there's a German warship coming in through the strait. I mean, this is like a collection. I don't even know if I can make a board game big enough to hold all the pieces. And I'm not trying to be funny here, but it's like, are you serious? I may need more than coffee, but it's too early. It's just too early. I just gotta just chill out. Maybe a cup of tea, some herbal tea to wind me down a little bit. You know what I mean? You haven't had a cup yet, Dusty? You better go get a cup. And don't go too small either. You might need a bigger. Tusi was saying that the people were out on the streets protesting again. Headline: chaos in Iran. They're in smaller numbers, and yes, they are going out because they got a fear for their lives, literally being shot. I mean, you know, the forces are out there. They'll shoot at them. I don't think it's going to be that cray-cray as far as people at this point, after what they went through and people they know and they love and the people who've lost their lives by the thousands. I think they're waiting for the right opportunity. Whether with our intervention or not, they're still probably waiting for the right opportunity to do anything. But, I mean, they're up against military-grade equipment with people that have absolutely no feeling, no empathy. These are heartless, dark souls of death and destruction. That's what they are. I mean, I when I think of, it's just mind-boggling. Who's going to sleep? John is going to sleep? Oh my gosh, it's 3:35 there. John, go to bed. You're lucky I don't have any way to contact you, because if something went down, I'd wake you up. Yeah, it's getting more intense, Tammy, as each minute goes by. And again, if the president, and he might at some point, when a reporter asks him that question, you were, Mr. President, you said yesterday that you were going to be indirectly in these talks. How do you think? What were the results? Did they go good or did they go well? You know, and see what he says. That's, he's not going to tell you specific details, but you got to, like, in general, what was your assessment on the talks today in Geneva with the Iranian delegation? That's all. Assessment. Give us an assessment, your opinion on how you thought those talks went today. You were indirectly involved. He should know. It's not a hard question. And that's what he might say, Sean. I don't want to talk about that. All right. So now this is interesting. You ready for this one? This is what the arm of the other side is saying. Note, the news of a U.S. aircraft carrier entering the Strait of Gibraltar is false. The footage is old and dates back 3 months. The Ford, even at assumed top speed, will not reach the Mediterranean Sea for another 2 weeks, and it would take even longer to reach the Middle East. Well, it's not going to. It is going to the Middle East, going to the Mediterranean Sea. It's not going to the Arabian Sea. Wait, what? So that's what they just put out. That was an old video of the carrier moving through. They just put that out just now. That's that sound you heard. Notification. Uh-oh, there's more coming from this one. They're busy right now. The pro-regime is busy right now putting stuff out. And this was literally 2 minutes ago. Between now and the next session, I'm going to put my mic a little louder. Between now and the next session, we can begin to draft the initial documents needed to pave way for an agreement. Naturally, once things start being drafted, the process will slow down significantly, and important details need to be discussed. The progress will be slowed down significantly, and that's after the initial drafting of the documents themselves. Do you see what I'm saying? This is weeks. I just finished saying this. Iran refused to talk about its missile program and completely avoided talking about a suspension of enrichment. We already talked about that. We already talked about Khomeini's comments about the missiles are none of America's business. And we mentioned about U.S. officials to Axios, the talks with Iran went as expected, which wasn't much. Even Rubio said it's very difficult, if not impossible, to negotiate with them. What happened, Mom?
I'm trying to feed Taco.
Oh, okay. Just leave the food on the table and I'll feed him. I gave him a lot of food earlier.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I got it here.
Okay. Leave it there. I'll get it. So, that's the stuff that's... I mean, it's just ridiculous. So, yeah, that's what they're saying about that video. Yeah, you're right. It's quiet out of Israel, too, right now. But the silence is deafening so far that the president hasn't responded, and the meetings ended 3 hours ago. I'm looking at Truth Social. I'm checking. I'm not seeing nothing. I wonder if Lindsay's been busy this morning. He's always busy. But he's not. No one is going to speak out of turn until the president does. Do you know what I mean? Once he posts something or discusses something, then they'll respond, but not ahead of him. I don't think that would happen. Lindsay, nothing. So I'm not expecting it, but that would be a mistake on anyone's part. And like I said, Rubio will comment probably later, or at some point you'll start seeing once he speaks. Yeah, I read that one. Let's see if this is English or not. I don't think so.
جدی مطرح شد.
No, it's not. So they have a video of him somewhere else. We agreed on guiding principles to begin drafting text of a potential deal. Good progress is made. The path ahead is clearer. Drafting will be hard work, but the path has started. Delegations will now go back to their countries for consultation. That's what he said. Right after the meeting. And another thing too, with these videos, like I'm looking at right now, you have to question when they were recorded. So there's not much else coming on unless somebody else got more information to provide. I don't see. Yeah, so I'm keeping an eye on True Social, but he might appear on Fox News or ONN. He could appear anywhere, saying something. You know what I mean? I'm sure at some point we'll hear from the president. But it's early yet. It's not even noon. I mean, maybe the White House usually starts at 1. The briefing. I don't think she's going to speak out of turn. I think they're all going to wait for the president's response first. I'm going back to his social. Nothing. Nothing from the president yet. Just what the mouse said earlier about Trump. I think this is true because there's multiple reports about this. They were shooting at people protesting in Iran with live bullets as they gather for the 40-day memorials for protesters murdered by the regime. This seems it's posted on a lot of media sites. I'm always wary of putting it though. But the majority of them, I haven't seen it come from a bigger agency. It's until somebody else posts it. Well, we have to read this. This is from Iran International. Remember, they said about 2 weeks. The Iranians said they would come back in the next 2 weeks with detailed proposals to address some of the open gaps. And then what? In 2 weeks. Not a meeting. Proposal. But not a meeting. Progress was made, but there are still a lot of details to discuss. The Iranians said they would come back in the next 2 weeks. The same thing. A Western diplomat familiar with the talks between Iran and the United States described the negotiations as being one step forward and two hiding behind. The diplomat said Iran had presented a more conciliatory position on issues related to its nuclear program, though it remains far from meeting U.S. demands. I don't know how that's going to go with the president. Oh shit, they're actually talking about it. It is a real video. Iranian security forces fired warning shots into the air at a commemoration ceremony of victims from the recent U.S.-Israeli sedition at a cemetery. They're calling it a U.S.-Israeli sedition. Some problematic elements aim to turn the commemoration into a disruptive activity. But look how they worded it. Iran's security forces fired multiple warning shots into the air at a remembrance ceremony of victims from the recent U.S.-Israeli sedition at a cemetery. Holy shit. So the video that's been going around is real, and I'm going to download it now because I know the Israeli reporter posted it right here. We're going to play this video from an Israeli reporter. I just downloaded it. People can't even mourn. Oh shit, what just happened? Something weird just happened. Okay. Driver update. Look at this. They don't want people in mass numbers coming together. That's what it is. Even at a memorial. That is crazy. That is... That sounds pretty big caliber. That doesn't sound small to me. Oh my God. So that's what that post is referring to. Here, and this has been the talk over the last few days. We've brought it up. We actually showed some of this related material earlier. More than 50 fighters have been moved to the region in the past 24 hours. So, I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't look like things are going to get any less stressful. What's going on now in here? Hold on. What is Kevin sharing here? Oh, that's a real video though. That's good. Let's put it. Let's do it. Macarena. I actually like it slow down like that. I never liked that song. I like it. I was digging the music a little, in a weird way. All right, let's see. I know, the Macarena, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I never liked that song. But that's the song referenced in that video. That's some serious AI there. No, she said that sarcastically, Nina. There's no AI there. That's the difference between those videos and the regime videos. And even when they kind of look real, they look terrible. Oh my gosh, you guys are too much. Oh my gosh. So, I've never seen Mrs. Soriano respond like that. Oh, that's what in the actual. I'm glad you're making me laugh because it's bringing my blood pressure down from what we've seen earlier. Not. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's coming today. Well, I hope it gets here because I've been having problems with deliveries lately. You'll see it maybe later tonight, right there. It's supposed to be here today. Macarena. I thought I would never hear that song again in my life. I guess I was wrong. I swear, if it was up to me, I would never have heard that song ever. It was brought back to me. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Oh, it should be here soon. Within the next hour. Track package. Uh-oh. Why is it not part of the package now? That's a separate order. Don't do that. Don't you do that. How is it arriving? Oh, thank God it's with the UPS. All right. It is coming UPS. I'm safe. The other one's coming through Amazon. This is coming through UPS. They should be here soon. A little nervous there. Come on, President. Oh no. Truth Social. No. Nothing yet. He is quiet. I gotta scour later. It's early. It's only noon. Seems like it's late because we started really early today. The Poseidon is out, but that's, that's normal. it's been interesting seeing all the tankers and what they're doing. Moving assets, helping move assets. That's different. I see the Poseidon. I'm assuming that's the Poseidon. Yeah. Not unusual. Actually, I'm surprised I haven't seen the drone up, the Triton. Looks like another C-17. Looks like... Oh, it's another Poseidon. It looks like the UK is about to launch another tanker, or maybe it landed. Nope, it's about to take off. Oh, that's an Atlas. It's not a tanker. This looks like a tanker. Look where it's located, too. Right in the middle. Oh, it's doing the circles. Oh, you know what it's doing. And there's another one. That came up from the UK, most likely. No. Germany. There was a super galaxy, and they've been helping out here with a lot of aircraft. There's a tanker, but that's got to be a Voyager. Oh, it's a rivet joint. That's a big boy tanker. That's probably a C-17. Yeah, that's a big tanker. Romeo. Oh, Roma. What am I saying? Roma. There's probably another one out here, but can't see it. Romeo. Oh, God. Look at the tankers over here. That's a big boy. That's another one. Looks like there's another one here. Another Pegasus. A lot of tankers. Not so sure about that. Who is that? France? Netherlands. A lot of tankers in the air. And they were saying it. A lot of the planes were coming from here. Thus, there's a lot of activity here with these tankers. What do we got? How many? One? I don't think that's one. Yes, 2, 3, 4. 4. There are 4 tankers right here that we can see. 5. 5 tankers right in that area. Where's that one coming from? They're bringing another one in. 5 tankers just right here. So that's a lot going on. And that's what they were talking about. They were coming from here. I gotta keep an eye on this from time to time. There's a lot of air traffic, but still, it's dark. What time is it now? 8:32 in Tehran. UAE. Anyway. Let's see what's going on in here. I know, waiting to see his response. Oh God, Uncle Tank. That song. Oh God, Petros, what is this? Oh my gosh. Is it funny? Is it comedy or something? Oh yeah, I could get in trouble for playing it. At least you could share it.
May I help you?
I gotta look at it though.
We'll be asking the questions, old man. Who are you?
You.
No, not me, you.
Yes, I am you.
Just answer the damn questions. Who are you?
I have told you.
Are you deaf?
No, you is blind.
I'm not blind, you blind.
That is what I just said.
You just said what?
I did not say what. I said you.
That's what I'm asking you.
And you is answering.
Shut up. You.
Yes?
Not you, him. What's your name?
Me.
Yes, you.
I am me. It's me. And I'm you.
And I'm about to whoop your old ass, man. 'Cause I'm sick of playing games. You, me, everybody's ass around here. Him, I'm gonna kick his ass. I'm sick of it.
That is a good one though. And oh my gosh, I've almost got tears in my eyes from that one. That's a good one, Petros. That was good. That was good. Not for nothing, the president may not say anything. He just might act. All right. I gave them their shot. I see where this is going again. 2 weeks. And then what happens in 2 weeks? I gave them a month, which means 2 weeks. So they had 2 weeks a week ago. Now I'm starting to sound like that video. So two weeks ago it was 1 week, and now they want 2 more weeks from now. I told them a month. So even if we did that, if we added up the math, it still wouldn't be enough time. Does that make any sense? Oh, it's on. And now, will it happen? I don't know if it's gonna happen this weekend. After State of the Union, after the Olympic Games. Do you guys think it's gonna happen this weekend or next weekend? But then, if you wait 2 weeks, it gives Iran time to start talking about their 2 weeks where they submit their proposal documents, whatever. Oh, we got a new one coming in. Here's a new one. Let's see what this one says. It's almost like in the old days where you're going, the ticker thing, tick, 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 tick. What's the latest message? Oh my God. Oh, Iran is completely burying the newly built concrete sarcophagus at the Telecon 2 site with soil to protect it from strikes. The site is suspected to be a hardened structure used for high explosive testing and was active in this capacity during the Ahmad program, Iran's nuclear weapons program in the early 2000s. That is what we were talking about in the report earlier. They know we know. And now they're covering their asses on these undisclosed locations where people didn't know where it was. Well, it looks like they're exposing where one of them is now. Wow. It's coming. They're protecting the other sites that were undisclosed. Remember the president made a comment? We know what else you're doing. You've been bad. Been bad. We've been bad. No. Here we go. No. So, that's interesting. That is interesting what they just posted. I'll be right back because unless I solve this is every day. Where is Tycho question? Then I can move on with my day. So I'll be right back. This is the, forget about where is Waldo, where is Tycho moment. Aldo is sleeping under the bed. No, I meant Tycho. He's sleeping peacefully in his favorite spot in the big room under the bed. How's my fire doing? Not good. Not good at all. We need to get this fire going again. I have to go out later and get. What was that drink? Rip It? Oh, I've got to grab a bunch of Rip Its later. And long duration munchies. Do you know what that means? What would you think is like a long, something that would take longer? I love my Bavarian pretzels. You know, the ones you buy? But it comes in like a thing like this. I need to have my Bavarian pretzels. Because that takes me a long time to eat them. I think we're going to have some long days and nights ahead. I don't know about this weekend. And then, unless BB has a meltdown and says, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. I wouldn't be surprised if the president is on the fight already. Definitely. Maybe that's why he's busy talking to people. He was probably definitely on the phone with BB. You know, I was part indirectly with those talks. And now I'll let you know exactly what went down. It's go time. I know I'm joking. It's not funny because this is serious. But okay, they just put another one out. They just put another post. This is pro-regime media outlet. Iran is negotiating, yes, but everything Iran is actually doing behind the scenes signals they know a U.S. or Israel attack is definitely coming. Wow, like they were watching me. Like I speak for the president. I don't think so. Burying the Esfahan tunnel entrances. Burying Talikan 2, the one we just talked about. Transferring large amounts of anti-ship missiles to the Persian Gulf coast and Abu Musa and Tumd Islands. Conducting missile tests and AD tests on almost a daily basis, hardening ballistic missile base entrances and transferring some to the eastern bases, canceling most pre-planned appearances of the Ayatollah. Yeah, he's hiding. The little mouse is hiding. It's obvious from any serious observer. They know it's coming. They even know it's coming. Uh-oh. What's this? Oh, no, they're talking about, the Saudis also talked about Ramadan beginning tomorrow. So even they know it's coming. It's coming. I like some people said in chat, it could be after the State of the Union. So that would mean next weekend? State of the Union is in 1 week. Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Would he do something this upcoming weekend so he can discuss it at the State of the Union? I don't know. What's going on now with NATO? What's this Article 5 thing? What do you guys, who's he attacking? Explosion at where in New York? What? See, now, if that's proven to be... Oh, that don't give the president any more reason if they start doing stuff here in this country. Then it's really on. But you know what people will say? That was staged. You know that, right? You know that. The Israelis staged it. I could just imagine what people would stir just for that. I got to look into that. I definitely need to look at that. But what was it about? Who was attacking where? I got to look into that boom thing. Yeah, I saw this. I mentioned this earlier, Dusty. I actually shared this on the screen earlier about all the deployments. I'll show it again, but we touched on this morning. Hold on. Becky says we don't think we have enough time to the weekend. Who's hitting what? Because I see Petros put, if this happens, the U.S. will activate Article 5 of NATO and everyone will attack on them. I don't believe they're that stupid. Yeah, if you attack a NATO nation, you attack all. That's Article 5, yeah. Yeah, but bases, it's on foreign soil. If they were to attack on U.S. soil or U.S. commonwealths or other areas like islands under control of the United States, that would be different. I don't think you can put bases in that as a NATO thing. I don't know if that's in another country. I don't know. An attack on U.S. bases on foreign soil, I would have to look at the details on that. I have no idea. I'm not going to speak about that because I have no idea. Somebody needs to do some research if that's part of a NATO agreement. I don't know. That's an interesting take, though. It's upstate. I got to look into this now. What happened here now? Oh, it's a gas explosion. I gotta look at the local New York page, how they're interpreting it. Outlets, they exaggerate. This is coming locally. Yeah, Oneida's up. Five people were inside at the time. The structure is completely destroyed and fogging conditions in the area. Okay, helicopter. It's an ongoing incident. There's no information, the cause. It could be, this could be a real gas leak or something. We have fires up here all the time. We do. But a lot of them are related to fireplaces. People don't clean, that. And it's been extremely cold in the pipes. And that's another thing. We've been warm now the last couple of days. There could be an expansion of pipes. We weren't above freezing for over a month. Today it's going to be 50. Above normal. Way above normal. So this is probably just some kind of not, an explosion from nothing nefarious. I don't see. Yeah, no. That's not Iran related. No. If the country no, it was not. That's not terrorist related. You think they're gonna try to target something more impactful? Like I said, I wouldn't necessarily want to be living in New York City right now. Manhattan. I mean, you got to watch out for the synagogues, places of worship, anywhere, literally. I'm not just saying that, but you have to. They're definitely paying attention. You know that. Now, if we were to attack Iran, everything's going to be on high alert here. That's when things are going to really kick in. Not that they're not now. It's really going to kick in. You're going to hear NYPD putting out announcements. You're going to see all that start to follow. I was going to look for something. Totally forgot. Maybe it had something to do with chat. Exactly. Sacred. That's what I'm thinking. And it could be the calm before the storm. I was checking True Social. Nothing. I'm going to look up. He's not going to say anything. Netanyahu. There's no way. It's like really quiet. I was just looking at Times of Israel. Nothing. They haven't updated anything. So right now things are kind of quiet. There's another telegram. Oh, they're talking about it too. Gas odor and possible explosion in Boonville. An Israeli reporter actually put this up. I don't see a tie though. I don't see a tie to. I'm surprised an Israeli report on this, to be honest. No way am I reaching out like that. What press briefing, Bobby? We've been mentioning that as a possibility, Islam. Use it or lose it. We've mentioned that numerous times. Is it the White House? I'm gonna go to the White House. Well, I'm not going to the White House. I'm gonna go on Well, we're not on TikTok. I don't see anything scheduled upcoming. I'll keep it up just in case. So I'll keep an eye on this. I just want to see what Fox News, because he might pop up on Fox News. You never know. I think he might be on the phone. He might be in conversations. Okay, nothing on Fox right now. I can't share that because I'll get slammed. Heck yeah. Burgers, sandwiches with top contributors are ultra-processed calories. Absolutely. That fast food stuff is so bad for you. That's what Fox News is talking about. Yes, I saw the river joint earlier. I think it's a UK river joint. That U.S. surveillance jets tracked from... that was yesterday. They sent 2 AWACS to the UK. Everybody's quiet now. Bibi's quiet. I'm surprised the president didn't make comments. The meetings with Iran went, however, he's not saying anything. We're going on 4 hours ago that the meeting ended. 4 hours, and he hasn't said a peep. And he was indirectly involved, meaning he was in on the call when the meetings were going on. He wasn't there in person, but he was involved. So he knows. He's quiet. That's what I'm looking at now, and I could be reading way too much into it. Do you know I had fast food the other night? Remember, Becky, I was here and I got sick? That's what happened. I had fast food for the first time in God knows how long, and I got very sick. It was a steakhouse Whopper. It was okay when I was eating it, but not later. It did not go well. So, yeah, I can't eat that stuff anymore. Okay, us. Actually, Moses isn't here, but Moses is going to join me on a call through Teams. He's from Shadod, Israel, not far from Gaza. Yeah, Dusty's like, the president is never quiet. The silence is deafening. I agree. I say, the proverbial is coming. Now, there are things going on that some people say that it's going to happen sooner rather than later. Do they wait for the Olympics to end? Do they wait for the State of the Union on Tuesday? Or they say, the heck with all that. Let's just go already. This is enough. We've had it. If they want to talk in a month from now, yeah. If there's anything left, we'll talk. There may not be nobody left to talk to. I'm not even being funny. They might be all, either they left or the mouse stays in the hole for eternity. Or they find them in the hole, in a different hole. Like Saddam. Yeah, Moses is going to join us at some point. Yeah. He's definitely going to do that. So, yeah, it didn't sit right. And I didn't have like a Red Bull or anything, so it wasn't anything like that. I do have to go get those Rippets. We were talking about this last night. Go with the Rippets. We drank them in Iraq. I'm like, let's go. So I know where they sell them. I may get some more fake Pringles, but I've got to find my Bavarian pretzels, because the Bavarian pretzels could last a few days. As I sit here for hours and hours, I'm thinking that's going to happen soon. So I have to prepare to have things here so I could navigate. I will definitely do that, Chaos. Yeah, the rat was busy today. Threatening the ships. Of course, doesn't end with the derogatory remarks toward the president, but it was a little bit more pointed. And then he got whiny in his last few comments, whining. Like their foreign minister was just whining and lying through his teeth. So it turned into a whining session, which tells me they just weren't like drinking together. It wasn't like a Kool-Aid event, whining, dining, whatever. It looks like they didn't like what they heard at the meeting. And now they know. They're trying to put like some kind of a projection out there. But I think I'm just saying, it's go time. if the president says nothing about this all day, which I can't even imagine that somebody from the press isn't going to ask him at some point, somewhere, wherever. I really want to hear his response. Red alert. What's this? Oh no, this has to do with Nancy. The Guthrie case. I'm keeping an eye on Fox News over here. I better put the White House over here. We don't need flight radar. I'm going to have the White House up. All right, we got the White House site over there. That's why it's so bright. Oh my God. It is bright, that screen. Look at it. Oh my gosh. Bright. We're going to bring it down. It wouldn't happen till another half hour anyway. Oh my God, that blinded me on one side. Send in the pest control. Oh man. Well, Tammy's a military. Her husband is overseas. She says, I just may be a military wife, but what's happening today, everything being quiet and my husband sounding nervous last night, it's going to happen soon and very soon. Nina. Right? Wasn't that crazy? Blinding? Oh my God. That hurt. I'm telling you, didn't you see my face? I thought I was in like Richard Dreyfuss in Close Encounters, where one of his side of his face got burned from the aliens. It was like, it's the same side too, when he was looking out the truck. Yeah, I'm sure at some point he'll say something. Somebody's got to get the question to him, or he'll just comment. I wonder what his itinerary is for today. Sometimes you can find it. President's public schedule today. 2 p.m. The president participates in ambassador credentialing. Closed press. Oh shit. Everything today is closed press. There was an in-town pool this morning, but nothing came out of it. I'll show you the schedule. I haven't heard anything from any of the pool reporters. Get ready to be blinded again. In-town pool, that's the reporters, but that was a call. 2 o'clock, president participates in ambassador credentialing, closed press. The president participates in a policy meeting, closed press. The president participates in a policy meeting, closed press. We may not hear anything from him. The press may not have access unless he appears later. Unless he appears later on some program, or when he's, I don't know. I don't know. That's his schedule for today. Wonder what the policy meetings are. Wait, Red Bull, you leaving? Oh, Tammy, you're talking to her. Tammy, yeah. Tammy knows we send our love every day, all of us, to her husband. At least I hope she's relaying the message from all of us. I had to catch up to the chat. Took a minute because I'm scouring all over. Oh, we have new posts coming in. Let's see what this is about. Okay, global politics. They just put 2 out. What are they saying now? The same thing the other outlet was putting out. They just reposted what they put out. And they're just rehashing about 50 American fighters being moved toward the Middle East. We talked about that already. It's almost like they're catching up. Nothing new there. There's not much more, really. It might be a good time to take a break. Gold fell by more than 2% on Tuesday, as talks between Iran drove investors away from safer assets. Oh shit. Iran-backed Lebanese group Hezbollah has rejected Beirut's decision to give the army at least 4 months to advance the next phase of a nationwide disarmament plan, saying it would not accept what it sees as a move serving Israel. I don't know about that. I don't know what choice they have if they lose their money source in Iran. I don't know if they have a choice. They're going to end up selling them. Nothing new. Everything went quiet. It is what, like 9 o'clock, a little after 9 in Iran? Not that anything's happening, but you never know. I mean, this might be the time to start paying attention to airspace. I'm not saying I'm going to stream and monitor it live. All I'm saying is I may keep an eye on it throughout the night for the foreseeable future. There's a lot of traffic out there right now. Plus, we got to wait. We got to wait for the Ford to get into place and set up. Could be weekend. I think everybody's tired of the proxy bullshit. And he says, thanks to everyone. Keep praying because prayers do save lives. That's another thing I got to buy today, candles. I got to make a list. I got to get candles. I always light the candle. For the people of Iran, for the people of Israel, for the people around the world, for the people here in the United States, everywhere. For humanity. Oh, I'm back? While snow is falling. It happened already once today. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens again. Don't test? What does that mean? was just writing something down for a list. The final judge for what? For people of Islam or Catholic like me? Oh, the candles. Thank you, Becky. Oh my gosh. I gotta get the candles. The list is growing. Anyway, we can see what's going on too at the same time. They're everywhere. Social media, you know. Israel is preparing to deploy its new Arrow 4 missile defense system. What's the list for? For when the shit hits the fan? Literally? Seriously, most of it is. There's some personal items there too that's too much information. I could imagine if Amo was saying, what would he say? Oh my gosh. I gotta get the Rippets, pretzels, phony Pringles, and candles. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rippets Red Bull. No offense to Red Bull, but I'm going with the Rippets. A lot of people were telling me, like, good things about the Rippets, including, I believe there was a veteran in chat that said, we used to drink them in Iraq. How's the what? The dough? Oh, that. The pizza index? Is that what you want to see? When you said DOE, I was like, what? Do I know there's something going on my property that I'm not sure about? I was like, what is he talking about? Oh, Jesus. Dokkan 4. I think this is what you were referring to, right? No sound? My sound is working on my end. I don't know what to tell you on that. Sound is working here. What's up, Darius? Oh, trust me. We definitely, not just me, we support the people of Iran. We support the people of Israel. We support any people who are striving for peace and freedom. So, yes. I think it's coming soon. Who was this? Who was that just said this? Darius. Darius, just... I know... it's hard for me to even say this. Because I can't imagine how hard it is to get food or water. Medicine. My advice, and I can only say my advice, I don't live there, I don't know the conditions on the ground, I just speak from a basic principled approach. When anything serious is going on, like an emergency, this is like a general broad list of things that you want. You want to make sure anybody that lives with you or you get all your medicines in order. Have the medications that you need, food, water, other essentials, power backup, charging your phone. Like, I have devices that can last me for a week without a charge combined. Just try to, and definitely stay in a safe, secure place. And be very careful trusting in what the regime says are secured safety zones or areas. I would not trust them in one of their so-called shelters if you paid me as an Iranian citizen. I wouldn't trust them after everything that's gone on. They're capable of and I hate to say this because they're capable of anything. They're capable of putting people in a shelter, blowing it up, and saying it was Israel or the United States that caused that. I would not even be surprised they would do something like that. We've seen what they do to their own people, so who knows? Anything's. I would not trust anything. The best thing you could do is hunker down in your home with your loved ones, protect them, protect yourself. And just try to pay attention to information that may be coming from the outside. Because you're going to probably lose power, communications are going to go down, because it's not just going to be a kinetic strike, it's going to be cyber. There's going to be all kinds of things happening at once to cause chaos for the regime, really, but it's also going to affect the people, sadly. So just prepare the best you can. If you have elderly neighbors, look in for them. Look out for them. That would be my advice. I mean, I can't imagine. I've never been in a position like that in my life. I don't think I ever want to. I don't even know. The people that I dislike, I wouldn't even want to see people that I know in a situation like that. I don't like to use the word hate. A Western diplomat said Tehran showed limited openness during Tuesday talks on aspects of its nuclear program, but remains well short. I read something similar to that earlier, Smokey. I haven't been paying attention to who is this Bahman Yard person. I wasn't paying attention to Chet. I have supplies here, yeah. I have a well, my own well. You know, I have things on the property. I have storage food there that's a year at least. There. That a lot of the food that I give away to pantries is food that is going to be dated soon, and I'm not going to use it. So before it gets to that, and I don't wait a day before or a week before, but if I don't think I'm going to use it in a month, then I push it out and I donate the food. And then I restock. I create a circle, if possible. You know what I mean? Because you never know. You never know. Is it regime trolls? I wasn't really paying attention. Well, mods, you know what to do. 52 in the air above Texas heading west. Yeah, I didn't see the rage baiting. I'm glad I didn't see it, I guess. Oh, when you said 52, it's the B-52s. Oh, I got you now. Got you. Yeah. 91. The Persian Gulf. I mean, I can't say I've never. But my gosh. Like I said, I remember seeing all that going down of all places on CNN with Bernard Shaw covering what was going on in Baghdad. I mean, and the commander was there. He was in Iraq. I don't know if he was in Afghanistan, but I know he was in Iraq. But that's one heck of a deployment. I mean, I saw some reports that it's like 1/3 of our Navy is there, or will be there completely. 1/3 of the Navy. Wow. I mean, my gosh. We must have did we break a record moving assets into the region for not just the amount but time? Just think about the buildup in just a few weeks. It usually takes months and months of preparation, and we've done it in weeks from all over the place. I mean, I've never seen so much movement of C-17s and tankers and everything else. It's like, oh my gosh, super galaxies, you name it. I hope so. I hope the word is getting out to the Iranian people somehow. Oh, you read that also, Smokey? About the 1/3? It's still a lot. There was a chart that was put out. I don't know if I still have it. I don't think so. I deleted it. There was an interesting chart that showed all the assets, including the Ford. That's just one aspect of it, though. I was like, oh my gosh, it's just unbelievable. And I don't remember who put it out there. One of the reporters I follow from Israel, I think it was. Let me see if I scroll up and find it. I was like, nope, not that. Nope. Even though this is an interesting one, I'm going to download this one. I'm pretty sure it was the Israeli reporter. I could be wrong. I might be wrong. It was a great graphic, too. He posts a lot, though, so. There it is. I found it. It was him. A prominent Israeli reporter, that's all I'm going to say. There we go. I showed this, I think, yesterday. So I'm going to leave this up. Look at the locations, and you can see the legend here. So just based on this, you can see what was coming in with the Ford. So that is, coming through to the Med. The Georgia's already there, a sub. You've got how many right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 destroyers. Soon to be 2 carriers and 11 destroyers total. 3 subs at least that this is showing. Look at all the assets on the ground. This is cray. When you look at that, and then when you break it down here, what they consist of, each carrier group, have fun. That is a lot of firepower. That is a lot of firepower, and that's just the Navy. We're not even counting what's on the ground or could be in the air with B-2s, B-52s, who knows what. This is, I mean, the Israelis have they have impressive forces. They do. But you're talking about the U.S. We all know what Israel did. Yeah, the missiles were flying. But remember what Israel did in Iran. In hours, air supremacy over Iran. They ruled the skies. Indiscriminately. There is no, I didn't see no evidence of any Air Force coming from Iran. Yeah, Iran's got a lot of missiles. But other than that, they are super vulnerable. They're open. Air superiority will be done within hours. And they'll be hitting targets indiscriminately across the entire country. Non-stop. They're going to get pounded. Their naval assets are going to get pounded. Their missile sites are going to get pounded. Regime sites, headquarters, IRGC, you name it. They're going to get whacked. The question is how many missiles and what is the potential for casualties on our side. There's a lot of unknowns. But no doubt, there's no question about this. They will be wiped out. At what cost? That's the question. At what cost? They're done. There's no question in my mind they're done. The question is at what cost? That's what I keep thinking. You know what I mean? On a serious level, at what cost? To the region, especially to our troops, and to Israel. They're going to go down. No doubt about that in my mind. They're going down. Again, at what cost? Yeah, about the launchers. You're right. It's a legitimate question that keeps coming up because Israel was targeting a lot of that. What have the Chinese provided? We know that the Russians provided a bunch of helicopters to use on their own people, most likely, in the event of the uprising again. I would not be surprised if they used those military attack helicopters on their own people. I would not be surprised. Throughout the country. That's sad, but I would not be surprised. Exactly. So this is just, we have to be on a serious level. At what cost? And you want to minimize the cost as much as you possibly can. And that's why we won't act until the president thinks we're ready to act. Not before. So, like I said, there's no doubt in my mind the IRGC is going to be completely gone. Well, not completely gone. There's always going to be remnants on the ground. But their major infrastructure, whether it's offensive or defensive in nature, is going to be wiped out. A former advisor wrote that the water current was not great. Then the post, Smokey, I mentioned that earlier today. I didn't know who it was, but I mentioned that earlier. He put a post out that he said it was not good. Then he removed it. But if you say not great, maybe it was interpreted as not great. I don't know. Is he? I have no indication that the president's going live. I'm watching Fox News. I'm sure they'd go to him. Let me get rid of Pizza Index. Oh, let me get rid of his face off my screen. Oh my God. I'm looking at the White House site. I'm watching Fox News. He just posted something 1 minute ago about tax refunds. But that's it. So 2 minutes ago, he posted about tax refunds, but nothing about Iran. I'm going back to Fox. And I got to run it soon. They're both very quiet. Thomas, good point. It's like everybody's holding their breath to see what happens next. All right, Mrs. Soriano, have a great rest of your day. So Sean heard that he's going to have a presser at 1. I'm on Fox News. I have Fox News up. I'm going to remove the Truth Social. So we've got Fox News up. We've got the White House site up for their live streaming. So we'll see. Oh, you're back. I thought you left, Mrs. Soriano. Yeah, I know. That's what I just was looking at. I said the same thing earlier. Is that Yo-Yo? I said the same thing. He might not say a word and just take action. Tom Cotton? What did Tom Cotton say? Oh, wait, hold on. Fox News is coming back. J.D. Vance is going to be the guest at 3 o'clock with Martha McCallum on Fox. I don't know if he would say anything before the president says anything. Let's see the link that Tom Cotton is saying. Oh, wow. Let's see what he says.
Yeah.
Hold on, I want to hear this before we lose sight of everything else that's going on.
John, I think that's well said. It's useful to remember Iran has never won a war, but it's never lost a negotiation, because Iran is not a normal nation. Iran is a revolutionary Islamist regime that has been exporting terror and bloodshed around the world for 47 years, most notably directed against the United States and Israel, which it still chants in the streets to this day are the great Satan and the little Satan. President Trump has been clear now for more than 5 years in office. We cannot allow them to have nuclear weapons. We cannot allow them to have ballistic missiles that can threaten us and our friends, and they have to stop supporting terrorism. The military is posturing itself right now to make sure that the president has options. So if there is going to be any kind of negotiated outcome, it's something that's negotiated from a position of strength. Not what Joe Biden and Barack Obama did, negotiate from a position of weakness and appease the Ayatollahs and pay them off to the tunes of billions of dollars. Yeah, Sean, I think that's well.
All right, nothing on Fox right now, live. They're talking about something that happened in Rhode Island. So I'm not seeing anything. I will keep an eye because that screen is so bright. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see signs of that yet. Not until the carrier's there and set up. So that may take a couple more days at least. They closed the strait because there were more drills being done by the Iranians. Another day of drills. Live fire drills by the Iranians today. Yes, Iran can do a preemptive. You're right. Use it or we've been saying that. Use it or lose it mentality. They know they're about to get hit hard and probably be losing significant numbers. So why wait if you know it's coming? Oh, they put something else. If you know it's coming, you might as well use it. And you know most of it's heading toward Israel. They just put something out. No, nothing really important. That's that notification sound. So, again, Fox is focused on the Nancy Guthrie case right now because it says soon who's speaking, a sheriff. They're completely focused on that. I don't know about the president. If it was at 1, it would have started somewhere. I'm not seeing any evidence of that. How did the dentist go, Ada? Hope it went well. I think many of us don't like that trip to the dentist. I know I don't. But you got to do what you got to do, right? Uh-oh, another one. Nothing. Again. Red Bull. Red Bull's running it in. It's sad to see what's going on with Nancy. All the same time, I'm annoyed that a lot of YouTubers and news is talking about. Yeah, they regurgitate the same thing. Yo, they just keep hammering the same things over and over, and that's why I don't like to stay on for too long. Because at a certain point, you said mostly everything that's up to this point. I mean, we could sit here and just hang out, but until something real, the next thing I'm waiting for is to see if and when the president responds to the meetings this morning. That's what I'm really waiting for. I want to hear from him, what he thought, because he was indirectly involved, so that means he was involved. He wasn't there, but he was involved. So he might say something insightful that gives us an idea, maybe, because he keeps everything so close to here. BB's quiet. He's quiet. That's not quiet, my phone. It is. It's a lot. It becomes exhausting. It really does. It really, really does. Kevin's rubbing it in about the dentist stuff, by the way, if you notice. So with that, like I said, I don't want to sit here and waste anyone's time. I think we caught up on pretty much what's going on. And what I'll do is I'm going to keep an eye on Flight Radar. I'm going to keep an eye on other things. But maybe we come back later on this afternoon or early evening. If by then, I think we should hear something. Something from someone. And I think they all wait for the president to make a statement first, then you might hear Lindsey Graham or Rubio or whoever follow up. I honestly think Bibi Netanyahu will say nothing. Nothing. Because he's also thinking about those ballistic missiles. He's going to say nothing. He's not going to tip. The president is not going to tip either, but they're not tipping anything now. I think it's go time. I really do. I think it's going on. Whenever I watch you at home and your phone goes off, my that's the song I wrote. UASF E-11A battlefield air communications node appears to be en route to Europe, currently tracking eastbound over the North Atlantic from the U.S. Gotcha. I'm trying to see. So, to all of you, Nina, Ada, Smokey, Dave. Yeah, Goldie's gonna go live. So go check out Goldie. I'm gonna leave now, so you guys go check out Goldie. You know Goldie's channel, right? I'll put it up on the screen. Goldie and Armin. Hold on. I'm subscribed to her, so I'll just type it in. Goldie Gamari. I'll actually copy and paste the link in YouTube for Goldie. Right there. So here's her channel, but that's her channel. She's live now. Let's just quickly check in. I don't like to
But
do this.
protest erupted with chants such as "Death to the three corrupt mullah lefties and MEKs."
So I'll share it really quick. I don't
And
want to get
death
in trouble.
to Khamenei. In Tehran, merchant in Manuchehri
So Goldie's
Bazaar
live.
went
This is
on a
Goldie.
strike in honor of the
If you
fallen.
look up Iran Revolution Live, you'll find
What?
her right here. So that's Goldie. Just look up Iran Revolution Live or Goldie Gamari. And the link. I put the link in chat. I have quite a few patriotic songs myself, you know. I have mine. English and Persian. I don't know if you ever heard them. You should want to hear a couple before I leave. Why not, right? There's some I haven't uploaded yet. I've actually written a few. I have my favorites. I'm going to do the English one, then I'll do one Persian, then I'm out. I really like this rocking version a lot, even though I have like quite a few of songs dedicated to the people of Iran. I have like 8 of them now. And this one is for the people of Iran standing side by side with the Israeli, the Jewish people. Unity. I wrote it for that. Matter of fact, that should be coming behind me today. I think I called it Peace at Last. Sometimes I forget the titles of the songs. Yeah, it's Peace at Last, but which one? This is the trick. I have multiple versions. That's a good one, but I like the other one because I play guitar to it. It might be this one? I don't know. No. It's not that one. It could be 5. This is the problem, I forget. That's not it. Let's try 3. I write a lot, as you can see. This one.
Going back millennia, friendship between its people, Persians and Jewish friendship, liberating and building a temple, tribute given to King Cyrus, The darkness now withered away, along with this brutality. Those who sacrifice, never to be forgotten. They mourn together, solidarity from within. The lands of Iran and Israel, united as allies once again. Praise and respect for each other, peace and prosperity will reign. The light shines brightly above, the hands of heaven reach below. United once again, as friends and not foes. Peace between our nations, restore the cherished history. Iran and Israel stand together, an end to the cruel misery. People stand together, embracing each other amid celebration. Ancient ties re-establish new beginnings of collaboration.
So that's one. I'm gonna play The Lion and the King, English version, because a lot of people here won't understand the Persian. All right, Lion and the King is good. I wrote this one a while back. If it's in here, let's move this over. Where's The Lion and the King? Here it is. But which version? Oh my God, here we go. Which version? I don't know. Maybe I should go to Amazon Music. I think that might be a better idea, because I have too many versions. That's Goldie. So Goldie's live right now. Then I'm gonna get off in a minute. One more song. I have a lot of music adding up. Oh, it's Return of the King. This one.
The battle has begun. Years of cruelty and fear. A message from our future king. The end of the Islamic regime is near. Fight for your freedom. Your courage will be rewarded. The power of the people. Freedom will be restored back to your former glory. The throne of the real heir of Iran, Reza Pahlavi, brings hope and peace, free of fear and despair. The fall of the Islamic revolution, its flag is removed and torn, rising from the together with their neighbors, stability in the region with their courage and their work. Battle for independence, the fall of the regime is close. Millions risk their lives as they march towards Tehran. Death to the dictator, the regime will fall. Waving the flag of the lion and the sun. Peace and freedom for all, the king will soon return. Iran will rise again. Reza Pahlavi is a real leader. Freedom returns during his reign. The great nation of Iran, back to its former glory. Freedom for the Iranian people, a new chapter in their story. A rich history of tradition, ancient religions of diversity, art, culture, and science, removing restrictions for society.
And with that, I am out of here. So there you go. Just a couple of my songs I've written for the people of Iran and for the people of Israel. Anyway, love to everybody. Have a great rest of your afternoon. I'll be back later if there's anything important to announce or discuss, news related. Anyway, to all of you that are watching and my friends in Rumble 2, Astro, and Fringe, I see what you're writing. I didn't forget about you guys. And you all have a great, wonderful day. And again, blessings and prayers for everyone. So I'll see everybody later on at some point. Until then, peace to everyone. Das Vidanya. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, people of the world. Agreed. All right, all of you. Have a great rest.